up, guys? We're back. The Enlisted Real Estate Podcast. We got our man, Brian Baker.
What's going on?
I am Richie Fortunato, and we are the new home counselors that do absolutely nothing. But today, we're going to talk about something we all have to do it for its training purposes. If you work in new home sales, good chances are one time or another, we've been shopped.
Yep.
So, Brian, you want to explain what to our non-new home sales people getting shopped is?
Right. So, I mean, concept-wise, getting shopped is, it's different levels of getting shopped. But basically, somebody comes in and pretends to be a buyer, and kind of sees your process and whether you're getting them to sign in or, depending on how far along they go with the process, but basically checking in, and then they use it for, sales, but also making sure you're doing the right thing, I guess, and following your job responsibilities and hopefully making sales. Right. So it's kind of the gist of it, right? I missed something.
No, it's pretty much it. They said basically what it does, like your sales company, whoever builds your work for you, they'll send out, they hire a company, they send somebody out to pretend like they're a buyer. They put you through, they yes you to death and give you a couple of objections, and then you get a report card at the end, and then you get yelled at for not doing a very good job. At least that's my experience, anyways.
So yeah. Now, refresh my memory because I can't remember, but when we were together over at Brand X, did we have to sit and watch the video of the shops together? I don't remember if we did that.
No, they sent the video to you. So like you get the report card basically, and then they send you the video. You're supposed to rewatch it and then grade yourself.
That's right. Okay. That's right. I was trying to remember how they did it. So where I am now, so I just got shopped, right? Which kind of brought up our conversations and topic for today. And here, we've got a sales coach, and the sales coach and manager kind of sit down after the shop, and we all watch it together, and which is painful, but sit there and we go through it, and comments are made, and then, you get a score in the end, and obviously you're looking for a good one, but so that's a little bit different here. And I couldn't remember how we did it before, but I remember we got the video, but I couldn't remember if we watched it like with management. But
I watched it with management.
Yeah,
it's got a lot of comments. The thing about shops though, it's never like, it's not really real world. Or how they want you to do it. Every builder has their own sales coach or method, right? Like what they want you to do.
Yeah.
And they want you to follow the steps, but you can't follow the steps,
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, so,
there's points you got to hit. Yeah.
Yeah. You got your checklist, right? And that's what they're going off of for the grading. And they want to make sure you're doing steps 1, 2, 3, all the way through whatever. And the funny thing is I think for the most part, do you, when you get shopped, do you know?
I think I've known every time.
Every time?
I think so. As far as I know.
Okay. So and
the funny thing is, you'll hear that shops are going around, so you're more alert.
Yeah.
And you can tell.
Yeah. So, which is a little bit different where I am. It's not like they don't send the shopper around to shop everybody at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so spread out through the whole year. So some of the, for here, some of the sales consultants will get shopped in like January, and mine was October or September or whatever. Right. So it's not like a mass, like, hey, just so y'all know, be watching out because shoppers coming around. So a little bit different, but I think for the most part, I've always known, except for this last one was the most genuine conversation, questions, because usually like when you ask and you're trying to understand the story, they fumble, right? And there's a lot of like discrepancies and weird stuff, right? They ask weird questions. This last one, I went through most of it, and I didn't think anything of it until later. And I started thinking back, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird. And what really started up was when he didn't buy. was weird. I was like, I just got shopped.
You
Like,
get a guy?
there's no way. Yeah, it was a guy. The first guy I think I've ever had,
Yeah, I
which
never had a
also threw
guy.
me off.
Yeah.
Never, that was the first one. So that threw me off. But as far as we had gotten in the whole process, and like you didn't buy, there was no reason. Like there was absolutely no reason to buy, and that's when I questioned. I was like, man, I think I just spent an hour and a half with this guy, and he didn't buy. Like I just wasted my time. So, but
So
yeah.
what happened with the sales coach?
So for me, we did our review yesterday. So sales coach comes and sits down and just watches the whole video throughout it, and kind of asks questions like, well, why did you say this? Or maybe did you ask a certain question, or or also like if you good questions that you're asking during the process, like, she'll note that like, hey, that's a great question. Like, good job, so just kind of makes notes, and she types them out. And then we watched basically the whole video. And then at the end of the video, she kind of, talks about, maybe an item that could have been better, or for improvement, some things you did well. And then, kind of scores it. So I scored well, and, I got a 95%. So
That's
yeah.
a good job, dude.
He was like, how does the 95% sound? I go, how does 96% sound? She goes, no. And I go, 95 sounds good. So
I wonder what the average is. The average isn't that high.
I doubt it. Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure the average is like, I remember we had one, and I think everybody, the highest grade was like 65 or 70.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I was at a shop one time. It was a lady and her sister. And they're like, oh, we just got off the airplane.
I remember that lady from Houston.
Yeah.
You remember? Because she came back.
I was working. Yeah, I was working in Claremont, and she's like, I just got off the airplane. I'm like, you just drove from Orlando Airport to Claremont. It's like 50 minutes just to come see this house. I was like, and I go, you want a shot?
Yeah.
And so my reviews are like, Richie, you can't offer alcohol.
Oh, that's awesome.
Noted.
Yeah. I remember that lady too, because her husband was sitting in the car the whole time, and it was strange. So they tried to shop me, and I knew it was a shop. Like for whatever reason, I knew, but probably because we were all like, hey, shops coming around. And I had a contract appointment, and they were coming in, and I was like, yeah, listen, I don't have time to go and show you this, but like, here's it is, you can go check out the house. And I kind of like, steered her in a different direction, like answered like the way you should, handling somebody, but at the same time, I'm not like stopping what I'm doing to go show you a house.
Yeah.
And then, so she kind of left and then came back. And of course my contract was like 5 minutes late. So she was like, I thought you had an appointment, at 3. And I was like, yeah, he's going to be here in a minute. She was like, oh, okay. Because apparently talking to management later, they were like, we'll go back in there and check. So she left and came back like 25 minutes later, because T had told her to come back again. And at least I was in the middle of a contract appointment, and so then they made her come back and shop me like 2 days later. So
dude, we got shopped. I got shopped in this community probably maybe over a year ago. And at the time we were just about sold out of the first phase. The second phase wasn't released yet. And I didn't have any houses really. I only had a couple of inventory homes. And so they sent me all the info. It went through the internet person.
Okay.
Right. She came out for the appointment, and she told me everything she wanted. And she told me the price range. She's like, I can't go over like, I don't know. It was something like $350 or something like that. I'm like, I got nothing. I'm like, I don't have anything. I was like, the only thing I have, the lowest I have right now is $420.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, can you want to go up to 420? She's like, oh, it's too high. I'm like, all right.
All right, bye. Yeah, I'm surprised she wasn't like, oh yeah, that's what I meant. My prices.
Well, she's like, well, let's go just see it just in case. I'm like, just in case your budget is up to $70,000. All right.
Yeah. Can we call a lender first?
I'm like, it's only $400 a month. Let's do it. Yeah. So
you should. That would.
I took her to the house. Everything. I knew it was a shopper.
Yeah, I know. But how funny would that have been on the video?
Dana called me after.
Did she?
Yeah, I'm like, Dana.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, Dana, this guy, you sent the wrong shopper, or you gave him the wrong bad info. She's like, no, you have something on the internet. I'm like, no, we don't. That's so pretty.
No. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Oh man. I mean, how do you feel? Do you care if you get shopped or?
I don't like it. I don't care. But I don't enjoy the after part where they're like grading you and if they want you to watch it. Like I hate watching myself. I hate listening to myself.
Yeah, it's rough.
So, but I don't know. I don't change. That's the only thing. From
Yeah.
the shop, I can't. I just don't have it in me. Like I know what they want you to say.
Yeah.
I can do the whole Jeff Shore thing. Like it's not hard,
Of
but
course.
doing it the way they want for the thing, like you hit all the points. I literally had one where I got shot. I hit all the points. It just was in completely different order.
Right.
Like as soon as they walked in, we did the introduction thing.
Is that bad for wherever you
No,
were?
no,
I was gonna say, like, as long as we hit
no,
the
yeah,
points.
no. It was still. I got actually a high grade on that
Good.
one. It was actually when we rewatched it, my score was higher because the shopper said I did do some things, and it was in the video that I did.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't mind the shopping. I hate the buildup of it. Like when you find out, and then you're searching. Like you think everybody's a shopper coming in,
True.
and then you start talking to everybody like they're the shopper.
Yeah. 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 Well, what about, so how do you feel though? You're in a community though, and you're working with somebody and a shopper comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you're with the shop and then a real buyer comes in.
Yeah.
Like for me, I get that internal urge where I was like, I want to be able to Heisman the shop and just turn and be like, listen, like this is real money.
Yeah.
This is like monopoly money. You know what I mean? Like
I've had stories of, we had one lady, she was telling me she got shopped and she was showing some people the house. She saw the shopper come up and they made an appointment because everything was going through here. It was all going through the internet person because they're like shopping the internet and then making an appointment coming here. So we already knew, like she already knew she was coming to look at a certain house. So the shopper came up and you kind of tell her address and you have a good idea, if it's that shopper or not. Yeah. And at the time, our internet person was telling us, she's like, I think it's the shopper. So she was already with somebody she just walked out as the shopper was walking in and she's like, it's that house right there. Follow me. I'll point to it. I opened it already for you. You can go look at it and let me know what you think.
How'd that go?
I don't think she did very good.
So like wherever you are though, do they take that in consideration though?
I never even got my score. I couldn't even tell you like the last one I have. I haven't heard anything about anybody else.
Yeah.
I don't I haven't heard anything here.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I've been in a situation like.
You're not supposed to get in trouble for it. It's just supposed to be a training tool.
Right. Of course. I mean, they're making sure that you're doing the right thing, and, sales wise and I don't know, saying something stupid, but I
think the shops are actually pretty easy because they give you everything. They tell you everything you want to know. There's no really digging.
Yeah, no, I mean they're engaging, right? So like how many of the buyers, they don't even they're looking for a home, but they don't want to ask any questions. They don't want to talk to you. It's like, I've got more than just the one floor plan you can walk through. Like what kind of community would this be if this are one floor plan in the whole community? So I always find that interesting. But like the most interesting like was the one that with the mom and her sister or whatever, like they were so adamant about shopping me, but yet I'm like, I'm trying to write a sale for the company. Do you want the sale or do you want me to send the sale next door? I can go have Shelly sell it, and I'll just go and get shopped, like what's more important? I thought that was interesting, but
I don't know how they do that. I don't know how shoppers can do that as a job. It's like I can't go to another builder when we're trying to get information and pretend like I don't work for another builder,
Yeah.
I can't go shop somebody else.
Well, think about their mindset though. Like they don't really work for a builder. Like they don't have like our knowledge and mindset, like the thought processes, you know what I mean? So when they're, it's for them, the hard part I think is just actually asking real buyer questions, like, cause most buyers have done research online and they know, like price points, like she probably should have known, for yours that 420 is where you need to be, or you come into a townhome community and you're like, yeah, I'm looking for a single family. And like, this is townhomes, like, so yeah, they need to know a little something about the area, but yeah, I don't know. I have not, I mean, they don't bother me, but I just feel like sometimes I feel like it's just a waste of time. Like I get the benefits, right? I'm not saying that like there's not a benefit in doing it to improve, but at that immediate moment, like you think about how much stuff you've got going on, admin wise, but also working with other customers or following up with, the realtors or homeowners or whatever you got. And I'm stopping to, like, I'm seizing progress. Like I'm not progressing, like that's how I always look at it. But
I just like being judged after.
yeah, I figured you'd like that.
Being judged? Nobody likes being judged.
Richie, I mean, listen, we've talked about this offline. You watch these videos of yourself on here because you like listening to yourself talk and you like watching. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, I don't like it at all. Nobody likes listening to themselves, I don't think. I think we always sound weird to her. Like our own voice sounds weird to us.
Yeah, I used to think so. It doesn't bother me anymore.
No.
I mean, I've done enough videos and like with these and then the YouTube channel and just different marketing stuff I put together and like re-listening to it and watching it and like trying to edit stuff to put together. Like I've listened to myself enough that it doesn't bother me anymore, but it did initially. I was like, oh, this is terrible. I can't do that.
Just because you're ridiculously, really, really, really good looking.
Yeah. You know what? I think these masks are killing my sales ability,
They are.
Yeah. Just, it covers my whole face and it's not doing me any justice.
See, the masks have helped me. There's nobody.
There you go.
I'm going to be like Democrats and talk with a mask through a camera.
There you go. Listen, I don't want to contract COVID through this. All right.
I know. All right, Brian. Well, that's going to do it for today.
Very cool, man.
It's a lovely conversation about getting shopped.
Yes.
Let's hear your stories. Everyone's, as a new home counselor, we all have getting shop stories. And then,
absolutely.
So I want to hear some of them.
Yep.
Hit us up on YouTube or wherever you stream your podcast. As always, love you. That is Brian Baker. I am Richie Fortunato. Check us out next time. Bye, guys.
Later.